Never heard of the Millennium Falcon? Should I have? It's a ship that made the Kessel run in less than 12 parsecs.
Hey guys, and welcome to Kessel Run Weekly. I'm Kristen.
And I'm Danny.
And today we're talking about
The Last Jedi! So we are,
Sorry,
we got
I
that, man.
I know.
Like, got chills.
I know.
We were like in sync there. No. Anyways, but no, we're talking about The Last Jedi deleted scenes. So there are quite a lot of deleted scenes from the longest Star Wars movies of all Star Wars movies.
Right. How many did we count?
Let's see.
12,
I think 13, something like that.
That was one off.
So yeah, so a lot of deleted scenes to go through. Some cool stuff. Some stuff that I'm like, bravo, Ryan, you took it out. Good job. Good discernment.
Why were we doing that to begin with? I don't know. But yeah, I mean, well, there was a lot of good stuff though. Stuff that I kind of actually, I wish it would have been in the movie, but I'm still really glad I actually got to see it. Even though it was a deleted scene.
Yeah. Some of the stuff was really, really cool.
Yeah.
That actually had me pretty excited because you know my love of Turtle Nuns. And the Turtle Nuns were everywhere. The Caretakers, they were everywhere.
They were.
And
they were pretty great.
it was amazing.
Yeah.
Like, I need Turtle Nuns the sequel. It needs to happen.
Right? Like, how have these Turtle Nuns been living on this island for all these years? Like, I need the backstory.
And then I didn't know about them?
I need the backstory. We need to know, like, how they...
The prime
they
Turtle
got there.
Nun.
So.
I'm down for that. Let's get that going, Jon Favreau.
Hashtag Turtle Nuns.
Forever.
Gosh.
Oh, that's gonna be your thing. Anyways, but yes, back to reality.
Reality.
What's reality? So we are gonna go through the Last Jedi deleted scenes, because we literally just got done watching them, like 20 minutes ago.
Again.
Probably like that. Again. Some of them. Again.
Well.
Because YouTube didn't have all of them.
It's true.
Sorry, guys. But yeah, so we went through all of them and everything, picked out our favorites.
Yes, we did.
Picked out our least favorites.
Yes, we did.
But we're going to go talk about all of them. Cool?
Yes.
So let's start. So first we get an alternate opening
Yes.
to the entire movie. So what did you think of the alternate opening?
I'm glad it was cut out.
Okay.
Because after watching like that opening and when you watch the beginning of The Last Jedi, it just didn't really make sense.
Okay.
In the beginning of the alternate opening, it's Finn waking up, like first hand, like first thing.
Whereas I think we don't get that till like 10 minutes in,
something like that.
5-10 minutes
10,
in,
15,
something like that.
I don't know,
Yeah.
something like that. But the placement of it in the alternate just didn't make
It felt
any
soft
sense.
to me. Because like in the actual opening, you get this sense of urgency, like, oh my god, we're about to die, let's get off this planet. Whereas in this one, it was, oh, wake up, Finn.
I mean, well, it wasn't even like a wake up. Nobody woke up and be like normal.
Yeah, but I mean, at the same time, it was just kind of like, he's awake, cool,
Yeah,
picked up where we left
I
off
guess-
and everything, and
And I guess
I
because
don't
we
know.
didn't really get to see that scene play out, we didn't feel that urgency like we did in the actual opening. But just when Finn wakes up in that alternate one, it just, to me, it just doesn't tie together at all. Like, it just doesn't fit.
Doesn't
make
fit,
sense.
yeah. I would agree with that for sure. As far as the opening scene, like I said, the sense of urgency just wasn't there in the alternate one for me.
Right.
I really did like what they actually went with instead. Just because, I mean, I don't know, like it felt like right out of the gate it was going.
Right.
So, yeah. Bravo, Ryan, for making that call. We approve of the actual one. But no, it was cool getting to see kind of the... Because I like deleted scenes just because it gives you an alternate view into what their original vision was, you know?
Right.
So it's kind of cool to see what they kind of flirted with to find out what worked, what didn't, and everything like that. So it's definitely still cool to include.
It's definitely a trial and error. Like, that's exactly what it is. You're making a movie and you're trying to keep it down to viewing length, which is still 2 hours long, which is...
I think it's like 2.5. I don't know.
Crazy amount of time. So, I mean, you just got to keep it relevant. Like, I mean, he even says in the beginning when he's talking about, you know, some they wanted to cut, some they didn't want to cut, or some they did cut, some they didn't want to cut. You know, he's just talking about how... Like
basically it was, you're talking about like where he's like, we we were like, oh, we're assured because it'll be a deleted scene. Cut down for time kind of thing. Yeah.
Pretty much. And cutting it down just for time's sake. I mean.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. So cool. So, moving on. Our next one is Paige's gun jams. That's so exciting!
I'm wondering what was going to happen here. Because, Paige is Rose's sister who dies in the movie. Mm-hmm. So I'm wondering if instead of it being like the bomb issue, like I wonder if this was going to be her issue and she wasn't going to die.
I feel like it was in addition to, though. Like, almost like we were going to get a little bit more Paige than we did.
I don't know. I feel like I'm glad they cut that too, though, because even though it was a intense little scene that kind of had you on the edge of your seat, it still was like, dang, like, what can this girl possibly go through? Mm-hmm. Like, her gun jams.
The unluckiest person in Star Wars.
Right. And I think it just would have been like, why are you hating on this girl? What did Paige do to you? If this would have been a scene that was kept. So that's what I'm wondering, though. Like, I mean, I still think she would have had to die just because it kind of pushed
I think
Rose's
that was still
story
the
along.
intention. Yeah.
Right, because Rose, not trying to say she wouldn't have been big without her sister dying, but it wouldn't have been as impactful without that event beforehand. So I definitely think it was meant to be like that, but I don't know.
You like it better the way that it ended up in the movie?
The way it ended up in the movie, yes. But I mean,
agree.
It was still an interesting little scene, kind of like, okay, this is possibly something we could do too. But I think they went back and watched it too, and they were like, why we hate Paige?
So next up, one of them that you actually enjoyed.
Which was?
Luke has a moment.
Luke has a moment. Don't make me cry. I don't have no tissue near me. So that was one I actually wish would have stayed in the movie. Mm-hmm. Because that's the one as like, I'm trying to think where it falls, because I know it's shortly after Rey gets to the island. Mm-hmm. And that's when he realizes that Chewbacca's there and Han's not there.
Yeah, this is after Chewbacca blows the door off the hut.
When he had a door.
Well, it's X-Wing S-Full or whatever, that's his door. But, like, she goes up and knocks on it. And then he's like, go away. And then Chewie's like, boom! And just knocks the whole thing in.
Oh.
And then that's when he learns that Han died.
Okay. So, yeah. But yeah, so Luke goes back inside his little hut. He sits at his little
table thing.
I know, it looks like a picnic table to me, but it's just a table, I guess. Turtle Nun table. Built with their own hands. What turtles have?
They're like Octu's Amish or something.
What turtles have? They have like fins or something?
Well, these have hands.
Oh, God.
So.
These aren't turtles, technically, I guess. But anyway. So, Turtle Nun table. Mm-hmm. And he just sits there, and you can visibly see, like, the hurt in his face once he realizes Han's gone.
And you begin to tear from him, too.
Oh, he cried?
Did you not notice that? Yeah.
Maybe I didn't.
Yeah, he cried.
Lord. Anyway.
I don't have any tissues for you.
I know. It's okay. I'll just hold him back. So you see that, and I didn't realize he cried, but I mean,
yeah.
Maybe because I was crying. I don't know. But, you see that, and then my favorite part about it was it pans to Leia, and you get to see her, like, and she, like, you can tell she feels Luke's pain. Mm-hmm. Like, she knows he knows.
I hear you choking up.
Don't stop. I'm not joking. I'm not joking at all.
I completely agree with this scene. I really wish it would have stayed. I could see kind of why they cut it because of the pacing of how they did it, where he ended it with, where's Han? Obviously, he's going to be... Because, I mean, he had kind of a fearful tone in his voice. He was obviously upset. So, I mean, with that, I think that the way they did it in the movie served... I guess its purpose, but for me, it would have felt better to see Luke grieve. Right. Because not only is he dealing with his own mistakes now, because he basically unleashed Kylo on the world.
Right.
We find out later in the film. So knowing what he knows in that moment and knowing that he got his friend killed in a way.
Pretty much.
Just seeing the weight of the world on him like that, I think that meant a lot. So I would have liked to see that in some capacity.
And I mean, even if it wouldn't have been like the whole part about, I mean, I guess maybe it wouldn't have made sense if it would have come later, but I don't know, I just feel like that grieving moment was really important, like you said, and I think it should have been a piece of Luke that we saw, just because I don't feel like we really get to see that side of him until... No,
we get a cold, grumpy old man,
right,
just basically, for a lot of the film.
Right, and I mean...
To show that side of him, to show... I mean, for a lack of a better way to say it, Luke.
Right.
To see that farm boy come out again.
Right.
That wide-eyed farm boy who was going to go save the galaxy, going to go join the rebellion and everything, just wanted to get off Tatooine, just wanted to go get some power converters, man. That's all he wanted at Tashi Station. And now there's where he's at. So...
yeah, that's exactly what he wanted.
That's exactly what he wanted. Next up, you ready? Poe, not much of a sower. I totally read that as sewer, by the way. The first time I saw it, and I was like, what?
You
but anyways, I know.
You should have just left it.
Yeah, I shouldn't have.
Edit that out.
But yes, not much of a sower. So what did you think? So this was the whole... So it was an exchange between Poe and Finn, where he sewed up Finn... Well, the jacket that he gave to Finn after Kylo altered it.
Oh!
You didn't catch that?
I didn't. I was a little confused because I guess, I mean...
Because that's when he decided to give him a back shave.
Yeah, I mean, it totally makes sense now. Like, I'm like picturing and everything. Like, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But, like, during that
little scene.
Exchange, I wasn't, like, 100% sure what was going on. I was kind of like, okay.
Yeah.
Giving his jacket back. And I guess I just didn't realize, like, he sewed it up or something. I don't know. But
I mean, it looked like he stapled it together, but...
I really didn't check out the handiwork on it.
Yeah.
But that was sweet. That was definitely a sweet gesture, which, I mean, you noticed they become really good friends throughout the movies, you know, when they first met to, you know, now. So it's, I don't know, I think it was sweet to see that sweet side of Poe in that, just because... Throughout the movie, he's kind of like a butthead. I mean, he gets demoted.
Like a better way to say it.
Right. I mean, he's just a butthead the whole time. Like, he thinks he knows best. He thinks he can just kind of do what he wants. Like, he's the boss. And, I mean, Leia quickly puts him in his place. But, I'm just saying, like, I don't know, just that sweet exchange.
Well, and I like in between that, I like with that exchange, too, that he kind of, like shirks it off like a man or something like that. I think, I wrote down the quote. He says, he's not much of a sower, but... He was busy saving the whole fleet. So he's kind of like, you know, man, it's whatever. It's whatever, dude. It's like, yeah, I got you this nice thing and everything. Yeah, don't mention it.
It's fine. It's fine.
I just like how he kind of like shirked it off, like, it's whatever. Oh my gosh. But yeah. So I liked that. Because, I mean, I like their friendship and everything. A lot of people want it to be more... I don't think it'll be more.
Sorry, I didn't want to make my face so disturbed. I just couldn't picture it. Like,
yeah, it's a thing online.
Oh no!
It's called Storm Pilot. Moving on. But yes, I like their friendship and everything. I think it's cool that they kind of support each other and that kind of like Poe's almost kind of trying to be his like little mentor guide, kind of whatever. Even though he kind of sucks at it himself, to be honest. At the first of the movie, so yeah. You good? I feel like I just ruined you.
Different conversation. Different show.
Moving forward.
I just don't fucking make sense at this point, but...
No, I don't. I agree. I mean, character-wise...
Right.
And not even, like, the premise of it, but just character-wise, I don't...
Well, I mean, you can already tell Finn has something for Rey.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't make sense to completely just, like...
Which I don't think will ever be realized.
You know,
but,
probably not.
Yeah.
But it just wouldn't make sense to do a complete 360 with that and just make it all of a sudden where it's like a bromance. Like, it just...
Yeah.
It just... That wouldn't fit.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Kristen's Storm Pilot rant.
True love is there, but it's not there.
It's not there. It's not in that moment.
No, it's not in that moment.
Alright, so the next deleted scene... I actually really like this one. This one was, it's kind of weird that you recorded that. So, I want to start this one because I want to kind of go into, I guess, my reasonings. I don't know. Okay. So basically, like, the whole scene, just kind of setting it up. Finn, it looks like he's just woke up. He's got the little tracker thing from Leia and everything. So it's shortly after he's woken up. He's gotten that from Leia. Knows where Rey is going and knows where Rey is at. BB-8 goes over to try to cheer him up, as droids do and everything. Does like this cool, crazy looking spin, which droid builders, I challenge you. Let's make that happen somehow. But yes, so he does all that and everything, and then as any good droid does, they push our characters over the edge to heroism, to action, and shows him a recording of Rey at his bedside saying that, "I'll see you again, friend. Thank you, my friend," something to that effect. and it's like all sweet and everything, and then Finn turns around and he goes, "It's kind of weird that you recorded that, but thanks." Yeah, and I like that because I mean I know you know my love for droids and stuff like that. Like they're kind of the heroes of Star Wars. Like R2-D2 is the hero of Star Wars. Without him, that's another show. But anyways, but yes. So I love that the droids always are those characters that are there to like. When our main characters are down on themselves or like, oh, I can't do this.
I mean,
you got something where like with R2 and Luke and the Millennium Falcon, where he's like, there's nothing in this world that can change my mind, and then he plays the original Princess Leia message, and it's just like R2.
Well, I mean, they're like the dogs of Star Wars.
Kinda, yeah.
I mean, they're like every man's best friend. I mean, I hate to say it, but Leia, does she even have a droid really?
R2 technically was her droid.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But still, most of the men...
Or her dad's droid.
Most of the men have a droid in there, though. Anytime they're flying, you get a droid in your ship. Anytime you're just kind of going along, you have a droid, like, with you. So it's like the dog of Star Wars, kind of. Like, they're there to, not necessarily protect you, but, I mean, sometimes. Sometimes they do.
I mean, R2 can fight.
This is true. So, I mean, they're there, you know, to look after you, protect you, and to cheer you up.
Yeah, to help you out.
To lick your face.
To push you when you need a little good pushing.
Right.
Of all the droids, I know the Chopper would actually push you. So there's that. Like, literally push you.
I feel like K2 would, too.
K2 would absolutely. Congratulations, you're being rescued.
Right.
He's gentle. No.
Gentle giant.
Yeah. But no, I really liked that scene. I don't know that it would have fit in the grand scheme of things, but it was really cool to see that part play out and everything. Kind of getting a little extra look into where Finn was at, basically. So, yeah. Cool. All right. So, next one you like. This one's called The Caretaker Sizes Up Rey. So, you want to set the scene on this one?
So, this one's really funny to me. It's definitely in my top 4. I have 3 other ones I really like, so I really can't say top 3. But it's definitely in my top 4. This is the scene after Rey was having one of those like telepathic conversations with
her forced Skype session.
Yes, her forced Skype session with Kylo. And I think this is a point they realize that like they can see where each other's at, and I think they can actually. I don't remember.
Well, I think it's the first time
it
happens.
It might be.
I'm not 100% sure on that. I can't. It's been a minute since I've seen the movie.
I know. I think it actually might be because that's when she sees him and
because she grabs the gun and shoots him like he's there.
And he doesn't obviously get shot, but he feels it. And you know, once they go away, we realize that Rey shot through her little hut into another turtle lady's hut, the nuns' hut. And so these little nun ladies are like over there, you know, making their little noises like, you know, freaking out, trying to pick up their rocks and get their house built back together. And there's just one little nun lady like with a fish.
And she's like griping at Luke.
Looks like a fish. Yeah. And she's like says something to Luke, and Luke actually replies to her, which I think is kind of cool.
Yeah, I thought that was neat.
Do we actually ever see them in the movie like communicate?
No, not with Luke.
Right.
They all act like they just absolutely hate him and ignore him, basically.
Right, but it was kind of cool because you know that they actually know how to communicate. And she's got this like
a little knife or something, yeah.
It looks like she's like scaling a fish or something like that, but it definitely is a knife too. And she's sitting there like doing like this with it, and she says something to Luke,
and then he says something back,
right. And then as Rey's about to follow Luke, she kind of looks at Rey, and she's like
giving him the stink eye the whole time.
Like, how dare you shoot through those people's house? It may have been hers. I don't know whose house it was, but she definitely sizes her up, and it's really funny.
And then that leads into the scene that actually is in the movie that I don't think they like me.
Right.
It looks like, what was your first hint?
Right. Which it's pretty funny. I mean, it would have been a really funny scene to see, but it didn't really serve a purpose, so I do see why it got deleted.
Well, see, I would have liked it in the movie.
I'm not saying I wouldn't have liked it. I'm just saying I do see the purpose of it getting deleted. I think it'd have been a really funny piece.
Yeah.
But I do see the purpose of it being deleted, because it didn't really further the story.
Well, and this is one of those times where, like, how Rian Johnson in the little introduction he did was like, oh, it was because of time. It was like all of, 10 seconds that you got the Turtle Nun just kind of
like
staring them down or whatever. It was like, I mean, you could have put that in there. But we got it as a deleted scene at least. So, but yeah,
True.
But no, I thought that one was hilarious.
Yeah,
like I cackled. It was great.
We both did. It was really funny.
Yes.
It was definitely a funny scene.
Absolutely.
So,
and the next one is my all-time favorite, the Caretaker village sequence. So this is the one that technically, because if you remember, Luke agreed to 3 lessons. She only got 2.
Mm.
So this was technically supposed to be like the 3rd lesson. This picks up where they're in the temple and everything, and she says, Kylo failed you, but I won't.
Right.
Where she doesn't have, the entire picture and everything. And so they're out on the little ledge where they were meditating before and everything. And she looks over there, and there's these boats coming in onto the island, and fire and all this other kind of stuff, like all these torches. And she's like, what's going on? And Luke's like, well, once a month, a neighboring island comes to raid and plunder the village. And it happens every month, once a month. She's like, we've got to stop them. And he goes, well, are you going to be here next month? Because they'll come back in greater numbers and stuff like that.
Well,
and so going from there, that's where he's like, that's the key thing that the Jedi teach, is that you should never act out of balance and everything. And she's like, bump that, I'm going.
Right.
So she's like scaling mountains and force running, which is the first time that we've seen that since the prequels.
The force run was cool, but her like running down the side of a mountain didn't make any sense.
Parkour!
Pretty much.
It reminded me of The Office.
But
so
yeah,
much.
It was really cool because Luke was really convincing. He was like, no, like this isn't the Jedi way. Like if you can't bring balance, like the Jedi just wouldn't do it. Mm-hmm. And
which I thought was cool that we actually finally found out what that lesson was and everything too. But no, she makes it to the village and she busts up in there like with the lightsaber, like literally busts through the gate,
sweating.
Yeah, sweating
like,
with a lightsaber up in the air and everything, and all of these people are like partying. All the Turtle Nuns are like dancing and everything.
Arms locked each other, and they're like doodling around like little. I don't know what.
Just kind of dancing around and having fun and everything.
Right.
And she's got her weapon in the air. And then she's just kind of looking like, what? And then they're all looking at her with their jaw dropped and everything.
What?
Which they already have like a fish mouth. And so it made it even funnier. But literally like one of the nuns are kind of like, she had like a little tassel or something. And she kind of goes, ah? And kind of like spin it. And so
you done a party?
she spins her lightsaber a little bit. And they're like, hey!
And they continue on.
And then it pans over and you see Chewie and R2 already at the party.
Right. She's just like, really? Really?
But I loved Luke's response where she was like, raid and plunder. He was like, pretty much. And he was like, but you ran so fast.
Right. She's kind of like, why didn't you stop me? And he was like, what? You just ran so fast.
It was so funny. Like, and that's the thing is, like, there was so much humor from Luke that I felt was just misplaced in The Last Jedi.
Right.
That was unnecessary. That would have been one that it would have been perfect. Because that felt like Luke. Like, felt like a farm boy playing a prank on someone else.
And I think that would have been a really great scene to have. And even though, like, in the whole scheme of things, I see in the end why they deleted it. But I think it would have been a good scene to add in, just because we get to see that side of Luke, we get to see that part of Rey where she's like, I don't really care about the Jedi way, like, if it's wrong, it's wrong, like, we're gonna fix it.
Right.
And that's just kind of who she is, like, she's not putting up
What I liked most about it is that, I mean, obviously the humor, that it was perfect. The whole scene setup was just great. I loved it.
Right.
But the end of the scene, where she is going up to him and she's talking to him, and that's where he's like laughing at her, making fun of her and everything.
Right.
And then she's like, I'm tired of your crap. Like, I have people at home dying, and you won't come and be Luke Skywalker and everything. And so that's where I was just kind of like, at that point, like, obviously he went from funny to serious really quick, but but at the same time, like, I think that would have been cool to be in the movie, because that would have really set that tone, because I feel like right after that is when she has her next Force vision, where she actually touches Kylo's hand and brings him there, and then everything falls apart. Where, like, Luke goes nuts, and she finally actually finds out the truth.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I get that it was cut for time, but, I mean, let's get a cut with that in there. I don't want a version of the movie where all of that's in there. But yeah, so I love that one.
Yeah. It was really funny. If you hadn't seen it.
Yes, definitely watch that one.
Just go watch it. It's really funny.
Definitely. So the next one up is the extended Fathier chase.
Skip. Delete the deleted scene.
So I know a lot of people have problems with Canto Bight. We're not going to go into all that. That's a different show altogether, because that's something that's another hour in itself. But there's a lot of issues with Canto Bight that a lot of people have, that I have for some of it as well. The Fathier chase that was in there was cool. I'll give it that. I enjoyed the one that was in the movie. This one, I really wanted to see, like, okay, it's extended. So what is it? Like, I knew that they were going to go through a spa or something like that. And I was thinking, okay, cool, that's going to be it. This thing was so freaking long.
Yeah.
Like, I was looking at the screen waiting for this thing to go through, and I'm just like, I don't even care what...
You thought the first thing was long? This one's like 3 times as long.
Yeah, like, this is like a ride at Disney or something. Like, it was like they were trailing the whole VR experience or something, but... but it was really long. The funniest part about it, which, I mean, I don't know, it really wasn't that funny.
I don't think I really giggled the entire time.
I mean, I kind of laughed a little bit because of the little pink alien butt. That was kind of funny.
Well, because you were able to
immature, so...
You were able to point out, like, who was who, because the one guy was,
I think it was Warwick Davis.
Hamill.
Yeah, Mark Hamill was a little leprechaun that was messing with BB-8.
Yeah, he's the little one that kept inserting the little gold pieces in BB-8, trying to, like, make them do something.
But Warwick Davis, I believe, was the pink alien butt. The one who got knocked over.
The butt?
He wasn't the butt, he was the alien, but he had the pink alien butt. But anyways. But yeah, so I believe that was, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that was him.
Right.
I thought that was kind of humorous, but at the same time, I think I was already fed up with the whole thing by then, where I was just kind of like, okay. So yeah, they had a lot of that chase that got hacked away, because, I mean, that felt like that whole chase was probably 5 minutes in itself.
Literally was about to throw up 5 and be like 5 minutes. Like,
had to be. We didn't time it, but yeah.
It was just too long. So I'm glad they cut it, and I feel like, I mean, I kind of feel like they probably could have cut it some more, but it's okay. I guess it served its purpose. Yeah. I mean, I just feel like you were, in that scene of the run of it, longer than you were on Canto Bight. You know what I mean? Which obviously we're obviously always still there. But, like, you just didn't get to see, at least I don't feel like we got to see that much of it. Like, I think it'd have been a lot cooler to see more.
Well, it was more straight to the point, I felt like. Even though some people would disagree with me, I feel like it was more to the point in the movie. But still. So, yeah. Again, that's a whole another show that maybe we'll do for Canto Bight, because that's, So anyways, but yeah, extended Fathier chase, I'm glad that they didn't extend it. I'm glad that it ended up where it ended up.
That wasn't my least favorite, like...
It was mine.
I think it's the only one. I mean, there were some on there that I'm kind of like, okay, but, like, that was definitely my least favorite. Like, I just delete it.
That shouldn't even made the cut.
Right. I wish I just deleted it altogether.
in I guess... I know that we're kind of, like, crapping on the whole scene, but, like, I mean, they did a lot of visual effects work on it. So, I mean, it was really great work that they did on it.
I mean, no, I'm not missing that at all. Like, it definitely was. Like, I mean, you have to have a lot of talent to do stuff like that.
Right.
Like, it's not just...
I can't imagine working on that long for literally almost, probably more than half of it to get chopped.
But...
So, yeah.
Ooh. Sorry.
Which, I mean,
that's bad for you, but it just...
It is, but still,
it just didn't really go with the story.
Yeah. All right, so to our next one. You ready for this?
I think so. What is it?
This is the Mega Destroyer Incursion Extended. This is one of your favorites. Here's your Stormtrooper people.
I was wondering if that's what it was. I couldn't remember the name of it. It's not Tom Hardy?
This is your Tom Hardy. We found Tom Hardy, guys, because he was rumored to be in The Last Jedi, and we found the Stormtrooper.
The poor man got cut out.
He's technically in there in a group, but...
He's in a deleted scene, and you don't even know it's him.
True.
So, this one was really funny. So this is the part where they all get dressed up, well, not all of them, but Finn, Rose, and...
DJ.
Thank you. I was like, I don't know. I was almost call him Diego or something.
Diego. Where's Diego?
I don't know. That's just what was about to come out. So, DJ, Finn, and Rose. This is when they get dressed up in their
in the little First Order officer uniforms.
Officer uniform. That's where I was trying to go with that. I almost said I don't know what I almost said, but.
And then BB-8 gets a box.
BB-8 gets a trash can. Not a box, a trash can. They physically dump the trash out and throw it over him. I hope it doesn't stink. I hope he don't have a nose, but
You're so concerned for his sense of smell.
You want me to put a trash can on your head?
Moving on.
I'm just going to tell them what the First Order people eat.
That's true.
Probably rotten food.
Probably.
They're rotten on the inside.
They're all rotten to the core.
Exactly. But, we see them in their officer uniforms. We get a trash can over BB-8. And this is when they're walking across this, not really long, but this quite a distance, elevator, I guess. Mm-hmm. And there's all these,
the little officers and
a lot
stuff
of officers,
like that,
also a lot of little tech people that are obviously part of the First Order, and then you see a few stormtroopers kind of lined in the back, too, that are kind of just there for a guard, I guess. And they're just kind of, moseying along. I'm just wondering why nobody recognizes anyone. But
well, and that's the thing is, I feel like, so, in all that, you have, a dude dressed in white that's got, a little holster that's, way up his, I don't know, it's weird.
Yeah, they make eye contact with him, and he kind of looks at them,
And for as large as the room is, it wasn't as large as for him to take that long to get to him.
No, it was very much
movie magic. Yeah.
But, so they get to the elevator.
and then it closes and the guy goes, stop.
But even before that, Finn's sitting there trying to press the button, and it's really funny because he's just sitting there and he's not even panicked at all at first. He's just kind of
tap, 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 tap. Because pushing the button
multiple times works.
Yes, I can't speak.
What's the tongue twister, honey? It's okay, I got you. Thanks. So he's sitting there just pushing this button several times, trying to get the elevator to close, and they're all just standing there really chill,
yeah.
Oh God! And then finally it starts to close, and this officer's like, "Stop."
Worst security ever.
Stop.
No, they're gone. It's like, oh no, don't go.
Wait, no, come. Oh, okay.
Oh, too far. They can't hear me now.
Well, pretty much. Yeah. So they get on this elevator, and they start going down, and they get to the next floor down, I'm guessing, or up, whatever direction they're going. Either way, whichever direction. And I guess it's one of those elevators that has two doors, one in the back, one in the front. So the back door opens, and 5 or 6 stormtroopers just get on right behind them, and they're all just oh God. And they're all they all keep it pretty well, but it's still you could see the oh, in their
I think Finn has the biggest panic. Everyone else is play it cool, and Finn's got these wide eyes oh God.
So the next thing you know, we get this side view of Finn and the stormtrooper, and the stormtrooper just starts he looks over at him. And next thing you know, you see him just kind of
he leans in,
leaning. And it just keeps going. And then finally Finn's what do I do? Do I just ignore this dude? But you can tell he's I'm an officer, I have to do something. So he turns around and he's can I help you, soldier?
Yeah.
Or what can I help you with, soldier? He says something along those lines. Yeah. And the soldier's just stormtrooper's just FN 217.
2187. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, Finn. Essentially quotes Finn's numbers.
Yeah.
FN
2187.
2187. And Finn's just oh crap.
Oh, yep.
I've been found out. And he's remember me? And he kind of goes back to I guess where they started. And it's I'm so and so I'm FN da 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 26. I don't know.
296. I think. I don't know.
Like that.
I don't really remember.
And so. And then he's just oh crap.
He's don't do this. Please don't he thinks he's found out at this point. Yeah.
And then he almost says something that makes you think he's about to be alert, alert!
Yeah.
But he doesn't. He just kind of gets back into stance. He's I'm not supposed to talk to officers, but I never saw you as a captain type or something like that. Yeah. And he's woo, captain!
Yeah.
And his face turned around oh God, what just happened? He gets smacked on the butt by the stormtrooper. It was Tom Hardy, and it was the funniest scene. He's woo, captain! Boom! It's really great. Well, I had to watch it twice because it was just that funny to me. It's pretty hysterical, so you should definitely go watch it.
It was very funny.
It was. I think it would have been. I guess I once again, I understand why they cut it. That was a very serious scene. It didn't make sense, but I always like my humor.
And you're Tom Hardy.
And my Tom Hardy. But, yeah.
So, yeah. No, I enjoyed it. I thought it was very funny. I'm glad it's a deleted scene and not an actual scene.
I do feel bad for Tom Hardy, though.
I do, too.
I mean, I just think
But technically, he showed up, like, 0.5 seconds. He was still in it. Because the scene where they're getting out of the elevator and they have them marching away and they go around and they're like, we're not going to be able to keep this up for long. That's actually in the movie. So,
I know.
So he shows up for like literally a half a second and then gone.
No, I know. I'm just saying.
But you would have never known it was him.
I mean, yeah. I just think it'd been really funny to have someone like that on it because in the first movie we saw Daniel Craig.
He was the one that got Jedi mind tricked. Yeah.
Which was hysterical because you're like, oh my gosh, like it's just a stormtrooper, but then you realize who it is, and it's just funny.
Yeah.
So I think it'd been funny to keep something like that, having a celebrity be a stormtrooper like within every movie, because I just think it'd have been something funny. You know what I'm saying? Just like a hidden Easter egg throughout the movies. I mean, even though he technically was there, he just didn't have a scene, really and truly. So, I mean, I think it sucks that it got cut out, and I wish they could at least done something, made him like... I don't know, make him the guy that was like, stop, or something, or I don't know, even like make him the ones that hold Rose and Finn, you know, before, what's his face, was like, kill them!
Yeah.
Or something, I don't know, give them something. I just thought it would have been a great Easter egg just to throw him in there.
Yeah, I agree. I wasn't, it is funny, but I wasn't wild about the scene, because I feel like it's really out of place.
Well,
if it were to be kept
saying.
in.
Like, I understand why it got cut out. But it was definitely funny. And even though maybe that
it was funny as a deleted scene.
Right.
Yeah.
And even though that shouldn't have probably been the scene that was ever really in there, I think
because we get country stormtroopers.
But I think Tom Hardy did deserve some spot within it somehow.
I agree.
Even if, you know, even if it was just a short little, like, other than the weird walk away, because Lord, we know, but nobody knows it's him. Nobody but him.
True.
And now you do.
Yes, and now you too.
But
you're welcome. All right. So, in the next one, Rose bites the hand that taunts her.
This would definitely fall under my least favorite. I'm sorry, I forgot about this one.
It's kind of dumb.
It was. So, do I need to quit talking? I know I'm talking a lot.
Well, I'll introduce. I mean, basically, it was Hux messing with Rose, basically trying to taunt her and everything.
Well, she drops her pendant, and she goes to get it, and he's like, oh, I'm gonna step on it. So he steps, like, puts his foot on it, just to kind of make it where she couldn't get it, and she's just kind of looking at him like, give it back.
Yeah.
You know, this her evil eye, give it back.
Mm-hmm. And he says something on the nose about the bleeds or something like that. I can't remember what it was.
He says something about they don't have a hard bite or something like that.
Yeah, something along
the lines of like. I don't know if it's maybe I don't want to say her kind because she's obviously not alien.
No, it was. I think it was to do with like her planet because he mentions her system.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Like her planet, her system. I didn't mean like her kind. Yeah. I just was trying to figure out a better way to put that. But like her planet, like they have a small bite essentially is what he was kind of going for. And literally he picks up the pendant and like puts it over her neck, and he does something like around her chin. The next thing you know, she bites him.
Yeah, it was like, come on. Because literally it was a bite metaphor, and then
let me paint you a picture.
Exactly.
And then he just ends up getting his finger back, and he's like,
and it's comical too. Like she's literally shaking him around,
oh my God,
like he's connected to Jaws or something.
Head, like,
it's like she's like connected to Jaws or something. Like it's overdone comical, and it was just like. Yeah,
glad it got
that was
deleted.
One more thing for Hux to be embarrassed by, because I mean, like, it obviously was not Hux's movie.
Obviously not.
Yes, General Hugs received no hugs.
Just the hug of the teeth. So yeah, that was definitely a least favorite of mine. It was just too obvious. Like he was like, "Oh, a bite," and then she's like, "Ah." So, it was weird. It wouldn't have served any purpose. I mean, I liked the spark for it to kind of give Rose a little something.
It just didn't land to me, I think.
It didn't. No, it didn't.
Yeah.
I think that's obviously why it got deleted. It just, I'm sure one of the time they went back and kind of looked at it, they were like...
It's kind of strange, guys. A little weird.
Let's just delete this out. And just...
It's like it never happened.
Right, exactly. So, served its purpose.
Yeah.
It was a good little delete scene, I guess. But... glad it wasn't in the movie.
Yeah. So next one we have is Phasma squealed like a whoop hog. I think I got to talk about this on an earlier episode, but I want to know what you thought of this one.
So, I'm not really sure how I feel about this one because I'm really sick of Phasma dying and coming back.
Oh my god, they killed Phasma.
Right. Right, literally.
Yep.
Oh my god! You killed Phasma! Like, oh my gosh, like, stop it. Like, she's dead or she's alive. Like, I don't really care, honestly, which one, but I need her to be one or the other. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't need her to die and then come back and then die and then come back again. Mm-hmm. No. We are not the Walking Dead. This is not the zombie apocalypse. This is not how it happens. You don't get to not shoot her in the head and she comes back and eats you later. Like, that's not how it works.
Yeah.
So, it's definitely frustrating to me. And I think, you know, I really wish they would just, keep her, I think, because even though Phasma's not, like, this great, amazing character, like, I don't know. I like that she's a woman of power, I guess. I like that she's a female in, like, a lead role.
But, like, it's like they strip her of her power every time.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, I wish they'd been doing things different with her, because I don't like the way they've done her so far. I wish they'd either, you know, I really wish they wouldn't kill her off, but at the same time, like, I feel like a death would be more dignifying than her dying and coming back. Like, it just doesn't go to me. It's really out of place.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. Yeah, I'm with you on that. I also, even though in the comics and in the books, it shows Phasma will listen to her opponent monologue before she kills them mercilessly, I still just didn't feel like that was realistic Phasma. It's like you tell me that somebody just busted up your face, embarrassed you in front of your troops, and you're just going to let that happen and then kill your troops first and then... No. Like, you're not going to. You're going to order those troops to kill him on sight, and then you're going to finish him off. Right. Like, no, that's... I don't know.
They really portrayed her as weak in that, and I didn't like that. I didn't like it at all, and I wish...
Yeah. I liked what they did in The Last Jedi, where literally, like, the split second, like, you see where he busted her face or whatever, and then you see that look of fear in her for half a second, and then she falls to the floor. I think she's still alive. I really do. I don't want her to be. I want her to just be done. But in all honesty, I really think she's going to be back in the next one. But if she is, like, she needs to be back, like, full bad. Like, looking all crazy and everything. Give me something like... She's out for blood.
Right.
Not this, so good to see you, or whatever, like, no. At this point, there's no talking. You're gonna die.
Right. No, I agree. Something needs to happen, and I feel like at this point, like, what are they gonna do with her? Like, you can't possibly kill her off again. She's probably gonna be that character, like, dies in every movie and just comes back, like, randomly, like...
You mean worthless? Anyways.
That wasn't very nice. I like Phasma.
You like Phasma?
Not really. I wish her character meant more, is what I guess.
I do too.
I wish, it was a really... I don't know, I feel like Star Wars really took pride in the fact that they had a woman not saying stormtrooper, but a woman captain, and people were so like, oh, but her armor doesn't look like a woman's armor, and that's like, dude, it's armor. Like, it doesn't have to look like a woman's armor. And I feel like they literally just like... After that they got over that hump of like, yeah, we got a female, like, she's a captain, or she's a whatever in the First Order. They just kind of were like, what do we do with her?
Throw her in the garbage can!
I was about to say that! Yes, and that's exactly what happened. I'm really disappointed in Star Wars for that, because I just don't feel like that's what they wanted to do with her, but... I don't know if they just got pressured with time and just didn't have a story for her, or just didn't know where to take it, or I don't know. But I just know that I'm not happy with Phasma's character at this point.
Yeah, no, I agree.
She had no growth. She was literally just like a pawn, and I don't like it. Like, he could have used anyone else's pawn. Freaking
and that's the thing is, like, everybody keeps like comparing her to Boba Fett. So okay, let her be Boba Fett. Boba Fett had little to no lines, and he went out once. If he's dead,
we don't know.
Yeah,
but at least they didn't bring him back
like 20 times and let him get punked all the time.
Right.
Like, I don't know.
Disappointing Star Wars.
But yeah. So, anyways.
Moving on.
Into Phasma rant.
Rose
Rose and Finn go where they belong. This was literally like next to nothing.
This was a pointless scene. This was literally them getting into the little ship afterwards with BB-8 after they, won that whole little battle, I guess, or got away. Mm-hmm. And Rose is like, "Where are we going?"
"Where we belong."
Thank you for the cheese factor. But we didn't need it. And I'm so glad you realized that, too.
Cheese factor was above 9,000.
Literally. So, it definitely was, not needed.
Yeah.
So, it's a good thing it got cut. It was just...
So, I mean, literally, that was the only thing, was that line got cut. That line and them inside the thing got cut. You see the ship leave.
Right.
But there was no need for...
I guess they were like...
The starry-eyed, star-crossed lovers. Where we belong.
Home, dear. We're going home.
So, yeah.
Click your heels together, Rose. There's no place like home.
No place like Crate.
Is that where she's from?
No.
Oh, I was like...
That's where she potentially went to die, so...
True.
We'll see. But, yeah.
True.
Next up. Rey and Chewie in the Falcon.
This is dumb. Okay, I have a top 5 now. I'm sorry. This is not my.
Well, we'll do the top 5 at the end.
Well, I'm just saying, like this was in my top 5 too, because this one was really funny. This is the scene of Rey and Chewie coming in on the Falcon, and they're about to go like to the backside where they actually go and save everyone. But this is literally the scene where Kylo is having his fit and is like blowing up Luke.
Yeah.
So
and
as
I didn't realize that at
no,
first.
He didn't realize it. I thought it was hysterical because I caught it. So as they're like driving up, you see like this red like dust powder, whatever, just in the air because all you see is this giant.
The ATM-6s.
Yeah, I was like, no, I'm not gonna call this thing right, but all you see is it like just going crazy, and then you see Rey like look down. She's like, "Let's go in the bog," and like they just like whoop, and that was literally it. That's all you needed there. And I thought it was hysterical because it would have been such a funny little like. Snippet.
Well, it kind of reminds me of in Force Awakens where Kylo's having his tantrum. The stormtroopers walk up and they're like, "Nope," and turn around.
Right, and I mean it was really funny.
Yeah. And
I do kind of wish it would have been added, but I guess in that moment when you're like, it wouldn't have made sense in that moment with Luke. I guess.
I think it would have taken away from it.
It would have. It definitely would have. And like I said, I always understand. Like I see, once you see the delete scene, I understand why they cut it. So I mean, it makes sense to me. But it was so funny. Like it was hysterical. She's like, "Oh, let's just go in the back," and you just, "No, let's go."
Yeah. Obviously, the way is blocked.
Right.
So
let's not go that way.
Yeah. So our final one is the costumes and creatures of Canto Bight. So this wasn't necessarily like a scene per se, but it was almost like they were trying to kind of feel out like what angles and like what they wanted to show of the casino and everything. Mm-hmm. I really liked it because it was really cool seeing all the aliens we didn't get to see. Yeah. Like there's a lot of them. I know there was one. I don't even know if you caught it, but there's one. He looks so strange. He's almost like a dog donkey kind of something or another, but he's got like this like frill over his mouth and like these 2 rings.
Oh yes.
Like there's something in the Last Jedi visual dictionary where apparently like he does that to attract women or something like that. Like I don't know, it's the weirdest thing. But
why
like,
do you know these weird things? I'm
a wealth of useful knowledge. Or useless, depending on who you talk to. But yeah, but like I think it's in the visual dictionary and it talks about him and everything, but we don't really get to see him in the actual.
What is a visual dictionary?
I have to enlighten you.
I mean, I feel like I can visual this dictionary, but
oh my god!
But I'm just like.
So it's like it kind of like gives you an in-depth look at things that really couldn't be explained on screen.
Okay.
So like for example, in the throne room scene where they're fighting the Praetorian guards and everything.
Right.
In the background before they do that, did you notice the really tall things in black robes back in the back that had like purple eyes? You didn't notice it? So it's that kind of stuff where it's like.
Did y'all notice that? I'm gonna go back and watch this movie, but.
Oh, we're gonna rewatch it. But anyways, but yeah, so it's like stuff like that. Like these background characters, giving them a little more life that didn't get to actually come up on
makes sense. Okay.
Screen. So yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, we'll have to get one and make it our first visual dictionary.
Knowledge.
Yes.
Okay.
But yeah, so but like that was one of the things that got in there, and then like you get to see all the costume designer stuff, the work and everything that they all put into that and everything. It's just really cool. So I really enjoyed that. What'd you think of it?
was a lot to look at. I feel like I had to almost take it frame by frame just to kind of see everything and make sure I get like a visual for it all. But I mean, it was really cool, and I really do feel like we didn't get enough time at Canto Bight.
Really?
I mean, not like a real good look at it. Like, it was really like we're stepping in the casino, and I think we got a little like, hoo-hoo, and then we got the little thing beating up BB-8 just about, filling them with coins.
Yeah.
And then we got like the arrested scene, and then after that, it was the little ear things.
The Fathiers.
Yeah.
Ear things. The Fathiers, yeah.
Yeah, I had it written down right there, just in case I forgot how to mispronounce it.
Fathiers.
Fathiers. Difference, can you? But I don't know, just like, I mean, maybe I just was so overwhelmed in that scene I just didn't catch anything. But to me, I just felt like there was so much action going on throughout it, like I didn't get to catch any like interesting parts of it.
I got you. Yeah. And that's something that I wish I had. I mean, because obviously I understand why we couldn't do more Canto Bight as far as like getting a look at it, because I mean it would have taken forever. Like just the deleted scene it felt like a long time because it was various shots.
It was, which was really cool.
But
though.
the movie wasn't about Canto Bight,
right?
So,
no, it wasn't. So, I mean, I understand it too. Like I said, I think it was a really cool scene. I think it was kind of needed.
I agree.
Even as just a deleted scene, like I feel like it was something that was worth watching.
Definitely, I agree. So we're gonna go to our top 3.
Top 3.
Yeah, top 3. So.
Okay.
Do you want to go first or do you want me to go first?
I mean, I feel like I've named them my top 3 throughout this, but I'll go back and kind of let you know what my top 3 were. So, my top 3 was, I'm trying to think of the actual titles of these, because the way we wrote them down, I don't think are the actual titles. So, it would have been...
No, just, yeah.
Okay, which would have been, one would have been the Luke had a moment, or has a moment, however that's worded. That one was definitely my number 1, because I think that one was really... important. I really wish it would have stayed somehow, some way. My second favorite would have been the raid and plunder, because that was hysterical to me. Like where it comes charging down the hill to save them, and it ends up being like a party. It's just like, hey God. So that was up my number 2 because it was really funny. And then my third one would be the Tom Hardy scene in the elevator with the stormtroopers and woo, Captain! Woo! So, yes, that was my top 3.
Okay.
What's yours?
What's the worst?
Oh, the worst.
Yeah, you gotta put your worst in there. The
Definitely,
one that you're absolutely thanking your lucky force that it didn't end up in the movie.
Yeah, definitely the Fathiers. Yeah, they were...
The extended Fathier run.
Yeah, that one was definitely not necessary whatsoever. Like, I didn't even have to see the deleted scene for that, because I just didn't feel nothing for it. I didn't care. I didn't want it.
Got it.
So.
Yeah. So my top 3.
Your top 3 are?
My top 3. My number 1 is Raid and Plunder.
Yes.
I love that.
Very funny.
Turtle Nuns forever. Like, they are my favorite aliens that came out of The Last Jedi. I don't know why. When I saw that they're going to be doing a Turtle Nun or Caretaker pop, like, I freaked. I showed you that, didn't I?
Is it out?
I don't know that it's out yet. But I think it was Jen Marie, Anakin and his Angel. She posted it. And I about lost my mind.
Oh my God.
I was like, I have to have that. I have to have like 20 of them. Not really. But still, like, I need them. It needs to be all back there. So, yes. But I need it for my collection because I need to be able to enjoy a Turtle Nun for a long time. So, yes. So, Raid and Plunder was my first. My second one was the Caretaker sizing up Rey.
Of course, you love the Caretakers.
Yes. Turtle Nun sass, man. Like, I love it.
We need to think of a really good hashtag for that one. Give me a little bit, guys. I'll come up with something.
And then my third one was, just because I love droids so much, was it's kind of weird that you recorded that. Because just because I like the BB-8 being the heartfelt young droid that he I don't know.
They
I think they ended up establishing that it was he.
Yeah, at first,
I'm not
I think
sure.
when they first...
The creators, I think.
Yeah, when it was first, like, brought in, I think it was talked about as a she, because I think all, like, machines kind of are, like, a she or something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just all the stuff that came in. I don't know. But I do know that creator-wise, afterwards, it did get...
Yeah.
It did get deemed a he. So BB-8 is definitely a he.
Yeah. So
you can find it online. I have found it before. I cannot source it to you. I'm so sorry.
But yeah. So I really liked that because I liked seeing BB-8 push Finn. And then Finn's like, okay, that's sweet and all, but that's kind of weird.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, I liked that.
I'm glad you liked it.
Yes. And my worst, I would have to agree, would be the Fathiers. She's patting me on the head. But yes, the Fathiers. Because, like, even though I did love the Fathiers, I liked seeing them. I was excited to see them on screen. I liked the chase that we got. I didn't have much issue with Canto Bight. I enjoyed it for what it was and everything. Mm-hmm. But... yeah, I'm very glad that it was a much shorter chase.
Yes,
so, yeah.
I can agree.
So yeah, but yeah, so
yeah, I think that sums up the Last Jedi deleted scenes.
Yes, it does.
Talk about
absolutely
whatever we want to call
talk
it.
about conversation,
discussion. Theories. No, I'm just kidding. Theories.
So yeah, so that was fun.
Yeah.
Like I actually really liked the deleted scenes and everything. I'm excited to dive into the other special features.
Yes.
Like the director and the Jedi and everything.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to go watch it. So I mean, guys, if you hadn't already, like, go watch the deleted scenes. They're really cool. Let us know what you think about them. I mean, you know, comment, send us a message, whatever you want to do. Let us know, like, which ones you liked, which ones you disliked, or just let us know, like, how someone made you feel. So,
Definitely.
Like how we just did. You know, we didn't like this one because of that, or we love this one because of that. So we want to hear from you.
Definitely. And you can find us online on just about any social media, the big ones.
The
Instagram,
big ones.
Twitter, Facebook, at Kessel Run Weekly, and mainly on our website, KesselRunWeekly.com. We've got a contact form on our website now to where you can email us very easily. So yeah, so if you guys send in a message to us, email or anywhere social media, we may read it on the show. So definitely do that. And if you have iTunes, guys, be sure to subscribe. And yes, subscribe and leave us a 5-star review because we haven't gotten any reviews yet. So we want to know if you love us and everything because we have a lot of cool people that we talk to every day on social media. The friends that we've made through this is just, you guys are tremendous. But yeah, guys, at Kessel Run Weekly and KesselRunWeekly.com. So until next time, my name is Danny.
I'm Kristen.
And may the Force be with you.
Always.